Hold on, gotta make sure I'm prepared for you guys. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Jaden, and today we are going to be going over preseason game 2 of the Dallas Cowboys preseason. Last night they did play the Raiders, and I have to say, there was a lot of positives going on in that game. So first off, we're going to start with Mr. Trey Lance. Trey Lance, money man, Lance, dot your mama on your mama, Lance. A little too much. He looked very more comfortable in the pocket. Now, what did I tell y'all in last week's video? What did I tell you? I said if you put Trey Lance on the move, let him get the play action game going instead of dropping back in the pocket, getting the ball, and then doing all this extra stress. He looked comfortable yesterday. He was making some nice balls. He had 2 touchdown drives. Looked pretty productive. Y'all guys can't tell me right now that he can't be the number 2 quarterback ever, Cooper Rush. I'm sorry. The film has the shoulder third of Ryan Flournoy, which we'll get to Ryan Flournoy in a minute. On time, on target, beautiful ball. There was some balls that did get away from him significantly, and Rich Gannon was pointing out how the Cowboys coaches were talking about Trey Lance's accuracy, and the problem was accuracy. I really don't think his accuracy is that bad. There's a lot of balls where Trey Lance throws it in the right position, especially slant routes where the wide receiver will not get peeled, which is important for a quarterback in my opinion, because Tom Brady always talked about that. Protect your wide receivers, protect your tight ends. But anyways, you cannot go off of this game saying that Trey Lance has not developed after the first game. Granted, it was against some of the starters, I will say that. And it looked comfortable out there. He looked comfortable after the first couple drives. He didn't get out there to the second quarter, but you can't tell me that he's not better than Cooper Rush, bro. I mean, let's just be honest. Cooper Rush is unathletic. He does throw a nice ball, but he doesn't have no arm power. He's very slow paced. I mean, he just doesn't have that juice that Trey Lance could offer coming as a QB2 off the bench. Now, I will say this. If Dallas was smart enough, run some read options with him. That read option game on that 4th down call, that's good. That's what our team has always been missing. That Lamar Jackson type effect is 4th down and 1. We know you're going to run that read option, but we don't know what you're going to exactly do with the ball. You don't know if you're going to keep it with the running back, or you're not going to let Trey Lance or in fact the quarterback take it out. That is the element of the game we are missing. We're missing some flavor in our offensive play calling. I've always said this since last season. I hate making your quarterback drop back in the pocket every play. It's so insignificant for your quarterback. Unless you're Pat Mahomes or the Joe Burrows of the world, you can dissect defense like that, cool. But quarterbacks like your Dak Prescott, he needs to get a rhythm. Get him under center, make him play action, make him get a nice rhythm under his throw, and he's deadly. Trey Lance was like that yesterday. Trey Lance is deadly when he's on his feet. Either running away from the pocket, running outside the pocket, making a throw. That is where Trey Lance is deadly at. I'm not saying that he can't make drop back quarterback passes, but if you put Trey Lance in a package this season, in the goal line situation, we know our red zone offense has been garbage. In this situation, we struggled getting to push in the interior offensive line. We'll talk about offensive line later, but I've seen a lot of progression in the running back room. Also, the running back room looks very promising. But put Trey Lance in on short yard situations. Give him a package. Give him a running package. I know that's how he broke his ankle, but not just if you want to keep Dak in. Keep Dak in for safe situations like that. QB sneaks, all that. Let Trey do all that. Trey Lance is a valuable asset to the football team, and I want Coach McCarthy to understand that. So, Mike McCarthy, Trey Lance is your quarterback 2 on your depth chart. Make Cooper Rush number 3. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Moving on to what I was talking about earlier, the running back room. Now, the running back room is actually more of a toss-up than what y'all think it is. I'm going to be honest. Royce Freeman, he was toting that thing yesterday. He was toting that thing. If it was my running back room, honestly, I love Zeke. I love him, but you can't tell me what you saw out of Deuce Vaughn last night, out of Royce Freeman, and obviously Rico Dowdle since he's young, that you wouldn't carry those 3 running backs over Zeke. I'm sorry. Royce Freeman was toting the rock. I'm gonna be honest. There's a guy on Twitter who's a Cowboys analyst. He did say Rico Dowdle and Royce Freeman over Zeke and Rico Dowdle. I know the Cowboys is not going to do it. They're riding off their pride. They don't want to give up that spot to Zeke. He's a homer. We draft him. Blah 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 blah. But you're telling me right now that Royce Freeman was not toting the rock yesterday? Come on. Talking about that, we're going to lead that along with the O-line. I love the push we've been getting in the run game. I love the push we've been getting in the run game. I'm liking it. Cooper Beebe, Tyler Guyton, Barack Hoffman. It seems we're getting a lot of push on our O-line. We put the Zach Martins of the world in there, put the Terrence Steeles in the world. We're going to be deadly. Let's just be honest. Deuce Vaughn had 5 carries for 34 yards. Royce Freeman had 7 carries for 32 yards. Malik Davis had 5 for 14. He's not really that good. Well, Malik Davis is going to be our practice squad guy, but Royce Freeman averaged 4.6 yards a carry. Deuce Vaughn had 6.8. Hey, Trey Lance even had 5 yards a carry, 4.9. I mean, come on now. Let's just be honest. And as a team, we rushed for 4.4 yards a carry. That'll win you some football games, baby. That's smash mouth football. That's Dallas Cowboys football. That's the identity of our football team. If you want to win the big games in the playoffs, you got to have a run game. What have we always struggled with when it comes to playoff time? Getting our run game established. Tony Pauls and we're on the Zeke like the last couple of years. They have not been able to. Last year against the Packers, our run game was non-existent. Literally. Non-existent. I'm excited. I'm glad to see what we're seeing from our O-line. Tyler Guyton has been mauling dudes. Have you seen this man's tape? Brian Baldinger would pull up the man on Twitter. Pull up his tape. Pull up the man's tape. He's balling. He's balling. Cooper Beebe, balling. I would love to probably move him at left guard, Cooper Beebe at left guard, put Brock Hoffman at center, Tyler Guyton left tackle. That is your offensive line. Terrence Steele at right tackle, and obviously the Hall of Famer, without a doubt, Notre Dame, Zach Martin. That's your O-line. The O-line's been balling. Trey Lance had a pretty good pocket yesterday. Pretty good pocket. Let's move on to my boy Ryan Flournoy out there cooking Jack Jones with that little step motion. That little inside slant fade, that outside fade. Yeah, cooking. I like what I'm seeing out of Ryan Flournoy, man. I really like what I'm seeing out of Ryan Flournoy. We have been, Dan Orlovsky and specifically has been crapping on our wide receiver room. I like what I'm seeing from my wide receivers. Flournoy, Cropper. I think Cropper, that kid's got a lot of juice. He's got a lot of oomph in his game. I saw him with a couple plays yesterday. He's got a lot of juice when he gets the ball. He's very shifty, very quick. If you add CeeDee Lamb with this wide receiver room, potentially with Brandon Cooks being your number 2, these kids can produce, along with Jalen Brooks too. I forgot about Jalen Brooks. These kids can produce. Even McMath. I was crapping on McMath last week. He showed up yesterday. Did you watch the film? McMath had 3 receptions for 54 yards. Flournoy had 4 catches for 23 yards, which is, it may not look that significant, but Flournoy was catching some balls. Hey, our wide receiver room is criminally underrated. It's criminally underrated. Jalen Cropper, next time you want to get a kickoff return, please make sure you secure the football. He's a very shifty guy. He's got a lot of promise, but the guy is careless when he touches the football. Mike McCarthy, can you please let him check on that, please, and thank you. Moving on to DB plays. Who the frig is Andrew Booth? Give this man the award for the tackling Dutchman. This man was making tackles everywhere. I was sitting there and said, who's 25? Who's 25? Guys, bro was everywhere making tackles. I'm very happy with DB play. DB play has been huge. Y'all know I've been grilling these DBs. Jaron Curse, I never liked them. I don't know why we never played Israel Mukuamu. Wanye Thomas, underrated last year. I was about to be on my deathbed saying this. Give Wanye Thomas some more reps. He's a beast. He is so athletic. He's so gifted. He should be your starting safety. One of your starting safeties come week 1. I don't care. Him and Mukuamu, get Mukuamu in the slot at cornerback. Yes, that is what he played in college. Get in that slot corner. That's your D. You got talented DBs, bro. Let Al Harris cook. These DBs have been cooking. Even the Darius Harris kid was balling last night. Number 43. That pick that he had where he just read that instantly. I'm very happy on what I'm seeing about my defense. Y'all know what I've been saying about my defense critic-wise. Have we been having a hard time stopping the run? Yes. I think from what it looks like that Vegas did average 4 yards a carry yesterday. Still, the run game is still a problem. It's still a problem. Granted, Mozzie Smith did not start. He weren't able to play yesterday because he had an allergic reaction. But the run game is still a problem. But all stars is not out there. I like what I'm seeing for the most part from my defense. They've been getting stops. They've been getting off the field, not relying on turnovers. I tell you, anytime, if you're a real football coach, you understand this. In a big game, when your team doesn't rely on turnovers and you actually get stops, it's more beneficial in the long run. Because in our past, the defense of Dan Quinn has been predicated off turnovers. And guess what? When you don't get those turnovers, when push comes to shove, and you need to make a play, our defense was not pulling up to make a play. You cannot rely on turnovers in the big game. You just cannot. You got this late. You got to sit back, play some defense, get stops, make them earn their yardage, and punt the football and get right back and drive it up the field. That is the ingredients to win football games. Simple as that. I'm going to show you a clip of my linebackers, Barista Lufuahu. This man rushes the quarterback. He does. I told y'all, I was talking to my father about this because I told you when we drafted this kid, I saw him at Notre Dame. He's fast. He plays hard and he plays downhill fast. This clip of this tackle that this kid made, it was insane. That is what I've been missing from my linebackers. No, I got this from none of my linebackers. I want nasty linebackers, man. Leighton Vander Esch, I love him. He just had to deal with injuries. He was a solid linebacker. Jalen Smith was solid in his prime too. But I've been missing these last couple years from my linebackers. I want them downhill. I want them to be rushing the quarterback, making plays, stopping the run. That is an example of what I want from my linebackers, and I hope I get it in the future. But overall, man, it was a good game by the Dallas Cowboys. I really can't argue with anything. And also, shout out my boy Brandon Aubrey kicking that 66-yarder. But now, Mike McCarthy, let me tell you this. Do not get happy with that. I don't want that. Look, I understand that he can kick this, but when we're in the regular season and we need games, only do it if it's a game-winning situation. Don't do it if we're down and we need to tie the ball game and he's got to kick a 65, 64 yard. Don't do it. Don't put that pressure on that kid. It's the preseason. It's just he didn't really have no nerves going his way. I'm pretty sure he was still nervous, but it wasn't that serious to the extent. He probably was just trying out there like, okay, let me just try and make this. Do not make it a habit, please. So far, so good for the Cowboys. I love what I saw last night for the most part. I half did watching this game because they played at 10 o'clock. Can we please not play a 10 o'clock game ever again? Please and thank you in advance. But if you enjoyed my analysis video on this preseason game, drop a like on the video. Be sure to click this link up here on the top right corner to be able to get all my other videos related to sports. Again, be sure to drop a like, subscribe for more. I love you guys. Please subscribe to me, guys. I'm just trying to get this content out for you. Comment down below what other games you would like me to talk about in the future. Road to 1,000, baby. Let's get it. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See ya.